So I'm curious because, a lot of video game movies, there's like a little bit of a bad connotation. I wonder if any of you guys were worried about that walking into Hitman, and what really drew you to the project to begin with?
After I'd seen the film of Super Mario Brothers, I knew that it was on my bucket list to do an adaptation of a video game, and that one had been taken. Sonic the Hedgehog, I think the role is still open. I don't know. And this was the only one that hadn't been snapped up, and I just said, sign me up.
It's the same for you guys?
Yeah, no. My character's not in the video game, but I wanted to do it based on the script and the story we were telling our friend.
Zachary, were you familiar with the video game or the character at all?
I knew it existed, but I'd never played it. And for me, I was drawn into the nature of the character and the idea that I felt when I had the conversations with Ali, our director, early on, that they really wanted to get behind this kind of film, this genre action game adaptation from a different angle and with a little bit more exploration of who these people are and what brings them together and what they're all kind of fighting for in their own way, and that was interesting to me. Berlin was a good selling point too. I love Berlin. I've been there many times and was thrilled to get to live there and work there for a few months, and the travel aspect of it was cool. I like that.
Well, it is an action movie, but there are like a lot of, surprisingly, a big number of character moments and these quiet character scenes. I have to imagine that's appealing for you as actors.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think this film potentially uniquely has got elements of intelligence as well as just out and out sort of exhilarating action. We have car chases, we have fights, we have all of those things, but there are also moments of sort of, as you said, sort of character examination, and that's why I think it's a picture that potentially works beyond its genre.
Hannah, are you a fan of action movies?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Bourne films. I think they're great. What brilliant action film have I seen recently? Oh, the fight choreographers told me to watch. Have you ever seen this Thai film, Chocolate?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I found that really interesting because the girl was a real fighter in real life, and they found her, and it was like one of those things where you're like, I'm never going to be able to do this because she was. But it was an inspiring thing to watch. A small girl take on lots of men, and it was. It's one of those sort of martial arts films which I found really interesting.
Speaking of fights, I mean, what kind of training did you guys have to do, and was there one scene in particular that was like really tough to prepare for?
I mean, we started training here in New York before. I came on board about a month and a half before production, so I jumped in as soon as I took the job, and Rupert was already ahead of me by some paces, but we worked out with the same boxing coach, and he did some other crazy great stuff as well. And then once we got to Berlin, it became more about the sort of choreography of it and getting up to speed and working it out. We had this fight on the train tracks, which we shot in the subway station at Alexanderplatz in Berlin, and the pressure of that moment, because it was in the middle of the night, and then all of a sudden they were like, we're turning the electricity back on in like 45 minutes, so then it just sort of, everything took on a different urgency.
However much they tell you the tracks are off and the trains aren't coming,
Sure.
there's still that kind of over your shoulder feeling, it's like any minute now it could be.
Adds a little intensity to the moment, right?
Yeah, I guess it does, yeah.
And for Rupert, for you, I mean, there's no telling what the future holds, but is this a character you could see yourself playing for years to come?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really not up to us, it's one of those things, if the movie is well received and people want to see more, people will make more. And that's the way, one has to sort of slightly relinquish control in that respect. It's not up to us.
And Hannah, same for you. Would you like to play this character and revisit her and explore her a little bit more?
Yeah, I would love to, but again, I mean, it's not really up to me.